All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm bringing another video to you today. I'm going to do something interesting. As many of you know, I am an attorney, and this is Chat GPT, and there's a lot of questions about how good of an attorney Chat GPT is. Personally, I don't think it's that good. You know, people are all about it, can draft this and draft that. Really not, right? And I think, the main reason is like drafting legal documents is so fact intensive, right? Like, so much of it has to do with the information about the case itself, and I just haven't figured out a way. I mean, maybe somebody else can show me, but that you just like give ChatGPT all the facts, and then say, assuming all of these facts, please draft, such and such document. So let's gonna try a few things out here today. This thing you can see here, actually, it was the prompt, draft a motion to dismiss in a defamation case, right? And you can see here, it did it in the form of a letter, right? So we don't draft motions in the format of a letter typically. There's letters and then there's motion, and they go on different letterhead. So that already is a problem. Introduction. The plaintiff has failed to state a claim. I mean, that's generally the standard for that. It is failure to not meet the, and then it says, and then I like this. It says insert applicable defamation laws for your jurisdiction. Well, okay. And then it says truth as a defense. That is right. Truth is a defense to defamation. So it did get that. Provide specific details and evidence supporting the truth. And that's exactly what I'm saying. It's like, what's the point of it if you basically have to redraft the whole thing? Privilege is a defense. A qualified privilege. Like, for example, a privilege would be, the president and Congress. They have a privilege. They can say certain things. They can't be sued for defamation. That's an example. And then it has like a, CC the clerk and CC this and that. So normally in a motion you'd have certificate of service. So let's try this. Let's try draft a contract between a seller and a buyer of a home where the home has a lot of damage. See, again, here we have like it coming in the form of a letter. So it did real estate purchase agreement, property description, as is. That would be a typical thing in the contract. Purchase price, closing, inspections, default, insert governing law. See, and I guess its answer is that that's doing as is to, which is good. I mean, yeah, that's what you do. Is you say it's as is. It's damaged. Oh well, if you don't want it, don't buy it. I'm trying to think. So again, it's all right. So let me give it a hype. Let me see if I can create a hypothetical here. Like, let's do in the state of Florida. Assume Bob made an offer to Jim for the purchase of his house for $400,000. Jim accepted. 3 days later, the home is currently occupied by a tenant who needs to be evicted. Please advise Bob what to do. So that's not really needs to give advice. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Execute a purchase agreement. Okay. Work with a real estate attorney. See, that looks like we can't get replaced yet. Include the appropriate clauses. Well, okay. Well, what are the clauses? Isn't that the whole point? Chat GPT, are you supposed to know that? Review lease agreement. Okay, well, I'll give a credit there. Yeah, you got to review the lease agreement. Provide notice to the tenant. In Florida, the notice period is 15 days. Okay. It's getting a little specific. I like that. Handle eviction if this does not vacate voluntarily. Need to start the eviction process. Consult a landlord tenant. So again, maybe that's how ChatGPT is saving itself by just saying, "Hey, go get a lawyer." That's fine. Finalize the closing. Take possession of the property. Comply with applicable laws. Okay, but what laws? So again, here, let's just say it sort of gets, the general template and the gist of things, but it's still saying go work with an attorney. So let's ask something interesting. How about a lot of people ask, if you get pulled over intoxicated, should you blow or not blow? And my answer to that is complicated and it's not straightforward. I think a lot of attorneys are going to tell you not to blow, but we'll see. Let's see what it says. Okay, in Florida, if you get pulled over in a vehicle while you are intoxicated, should you take a breathalyzer test, or should you refuse? See, I think it's going to go on both sides of the issue, not answer the question. Okay, here it says, I am not a lawyer. And this, see, again, there we go. We got our little disclaimers. However, I can provide some general information when it comes to taking a breathalyzer test. It's easy to understand the potential consequences. There is an implied consent, which means, yeah, but bro, listen, it's on your driver's license. If you didn't know this, probably this is true in other states too. I'm not sure, but if you pull out your little driver's license, right on the bottom there, it's going to say, by having this, you consent to field sobriety tests. So that's what that's talking about. It's telling you the consequence. You may lose your license. Test results can be refusing can result in automatic suspension of your driver's license. While a refusal cannot be used against you directly in a criminal case, prosecutors may argue the refusal indicates consciousness of guilt. I don't know if I agree with that. See, it didn't answer the question. It did exactly what I thought it would do, which is give you both. Actually, it didn't really even give you both sides. It didn't say, here are the pros and cons of taking the breathalyzer test, and here are the pros and cons of not taking it. So again, Chat GPT. Let's ask it a tort question. Okay, let's see. This will be the last one. All right. Today in Orlando, Florida, I slipped and fell in a black puddle on the floor in Publix shopping center and hurt my back. The black puddle was on the floor for 2 hours without being cleaned up. Is Publix responsible for my injuries? So you got to give it some facts here. And again, we have our canned answer. I am not a lawyer, and this is not legal advice. However, I can provide you some general information. And again, so again, this is definitely not a replacement for anything. In the same way, Google is not a replacement. And now I'm wondering if this does the same for medical questions, right? I'm assuming it does. So let's use that same hypothetical. And see what it does for doctors. Right back. What medicine should I take? See, it's got to say I'm not a doctor. I can't tell you. I am not a medical professional, but if any advice provided here should not substitute for professional medical advice. Seek medical attention, over-the-counter pain. While awaiting, you may consider over-the-counter pain like Tylenol and Advil. Rest, heat therapy, Actually, a second time here. Now we have, once you've consulted a healthcare professional, follow their advice and recommendations for managing your back pain. This may include specific medications, physical therapy, and other interventions. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so looks like ChatGPT is struck out here, and hope this video has demonstrated that it's not a ChatGPT 3.5. I can get ChatGPT 4 if I upgrade to Plus. Maybe ChatGPT, maybe number 4, maybe it's better, but this one still lacking. Thanks, ladies and gentlemen.